It was a dream day for Nathan Lyon as he reached the 400 club in some style, removing David Milan. It was a key partnership for England. He broke through and then he picked up another 3 on the way to Australia, dismissing England cheaply. 8 for 74 they lost in the morning session. And then it was a batters to mop things up pretty quickly after the lunch interval. Adam Gilchrist is getting amongst it. He's had a great test match, hasn't he, boys?
Man of the people, isn't he? Really? Who's had a great test match? That bloke.
What about AB? He's been made an honorary stormtrooper now.
That's awesome.
After his comments last year.
I've never seen Star Wars.
I Am Your Father.
Never seen it.
One of my favourite shows ever, to be honest.
No?
No.
I love it.
I like the costumes.
Anyway, back to the cricket. Adam Gilchrist presented Alex Carey with his cap at the start of the game. It was an emotional moment. It was a poignant moment at the start of the Test match. And he went on to break the record for the most catches on debut. 8 to his name. And he was pretty safe behind the stumps, wasn't he, Junior?
Pretty safe. Oh, amazing. Never missed a ball the whole game. His footwork was great. Looked nice and calm. He just looked like he'd been there for 3 or 4 years, Alex Carey. Good footwork. It's a nice wicket to keep on, don't forget that. But still, his work up the stumps to Nathan Lyon was exemplary, so he couldn't have started any better. He would have liked a few more runs, but keeping-wise, a 10 out of 10 game.
Yeah, look, I think what really helped him is the fact he's played at that level, not Test level, but he's played for Australia previously. I think that he wasn't overawed by the situation. He understands what it's like to play for Australia previously, so I think that really helped him. Good hands.
Yeah, he was very good behind the stumps. Had an opportunity at the top of the order as well in place of David Warner. Couldn't get the job done in the end, but I'm sure he'll have plenty of opportunities going forwards. What about Cameron Green then? We heard Kath ask Nathan Lyon about Cam Green and how much he's learning on the job and that he just keeps absorbing all the information, and he came up with the goods in this Test match, didn't he?
Yeah, look, he's 22 years of age and, you know, you're nowhere near your peak at 22. That's the thing. He's got so much more left in the tank. I think as his body finishes growing in terms of, what, you know, when he understands his body and how much more he can get out of it, the follow-through, he can get another 5 to 10 Ks easily, so I reckon he can bowl high 140s. He's got good height, beautiful seam position, shapes the ball away. Looks like a terrific guy. He's good in the gully region. He bats well. I mean, tick, tick, tick. Australia finally found that guy that can come in and do that job.
I thought even yesterday he was bowled 7 overs on day 3. This is day 4, and actually looked the most dangerous. He got a good zip off the pitch, presents a good seam. He's like a big puppy dog at the moment. When he turns into a full-grown male dog, watch him then. He just get a bit more oomph into him. He could be a handful. Yeah,
great with the ball. And I suppose he would have been wanting to put everything in with that, given how he went with the bat. But he'll get another opportunity at Adelaide, won't he?
Yeah, look, I'm slightly worried about his batting. He's just got that sign of being a bit worried about getting his front foot too far across an LBW, and that means he doesn't get far enough across and lets the ball go like that. It just clips the off stump. So yeah, he's got some work to do, but he's talented. He's a genuine all-rounder.
What about the captain, Pat Cummins? His first Test match as captain, didn't have to make the decision at the toss. Ended up bowling England out for 147, but then also got a crucial wicket of Ben Stokes in that second innings for England. And was patient. Yesterday it wasn't going to plan, but came out this morning and he was able to manage his bowlers efficiently, but also produce with the ball as well. Yeah,
look, I thought tactically he was very, very good. He rotated the bowlers, everyone got enough rest. He said about Hazlewood not bowling yesterday, well, only 8 overs yesterday, not over bowling him. A slight little bit of soreness, but hopefully he'll be okay. I mean, Hazlewood bowled today. Yeah, look, ticking every box for him. He started very well. They got a wicket with the first ball. Personally, felt like he hit some pretty good lengths. 5 for 38. I mean, that's the first time it's happened against England. So yeah, that's a great point for him and some confidence boosting moving to Adelaide.
Well, you can't start off any better than winning a Test match in the first game as captain. I thought yesterday there was pressure on him and technically didn't quite get it right a few times, but he's not going to get it right every time. But his bowling, what do you expect? Nothing less than the quality he produced in this game, and he'll get better too because he hasn't bowled much red ball cricket of late. But 7 wickets for the game, and he's going to be a handful in every Test match, I think. How much do you think it would have taken out of him, this Test match? The build-up, the captaincy, I guess a lot of emotion as well around this Test.
Well, I think now, what are we, probably half an hour post-game? he'd be doing all of the radios, TVs, interviews. You know, there would be no warm downs yet, no stretching, no ice baths. So that's one thing you will have to factor in, is the recovery after, you know, a big test match. But no, he's built for it. And as Nathan Lyon said, he's pretty much can do anything.
Easier when you win, tougher when you lose. But
True.
he's going to have to manage that, like his off-field commitments with the media, with selections, you know, looking after other players. It's sometimes harder to fit that in than the actual tactics once the game starts. So he'll get the right balance. So.
Yeah, he'll have to find a way to manage it all. Well, it was an interesting start to the Test match. We wondered if that would be a sign of things to come. It was in the end for Australia, with Mitchell Starc firing up with the first ball. And what a ball it was.
Oh, tremendous. A lot of build-up. Mitchell Starc. A lot of people put him under pressure, and I just thought, this guy's a match winner. You've got to get him in. I picked him weeks ago. Watched him steam in, and watch what happens. Bang. Now, it probably was meant to pitch it on around middle and off stump and shake the ball away, get a nick, but sometimes you just got to take it. The ball swung. If it didn't swing, it would have gone down the leg side. And the great thing is for Mitchell Starc, right from ball one, he presented a lovely seam. The seam was bowled upright with a bit of a turn towards that first slip region, came back in, and it made Rory Burns look pretty ordinary.
It's like Brendan McCullum's when he knocked the stumps over in the World Cup.
2015, yep.
I thought he bowled OK in the game. You know, I thought yesterday he was a fraction disappointing. He needs to find a way to get wickets if the ball's not swinging. I thought there was a perfect chance yesterday to come in, steam in and bowl some short stuff at pace to try and just break the game up. So, you know, that's one area he's got to get better at. Adelaide's going to be a good test match for him, I think, you know, pink ball.
Yeah, and look, I think that if they take a leaf out of the book of someone like a Joe Root, the way that he used Mark Wood through that middle period, Mark Wood was bowling 2 or 3 over spells, but good pace, 150 Ks. Maybe that's something where Pat Cummins can go, with that brand new ball, you might bowl 5 up front, shape the ball and work on 145 Ks. But then, through that period where the ball ain't shaping, as Junior said, hold the ball across the seam, get some guys in around the bat and bowl 3 overs of absolute pace. Don't worry about how many runs you go for. Just be real aggressive and get some short stuff going.
Will be a huge test going to Adelaide against Australia's pace attack. They love bowling with the pink ball. Let's take a look at the opposition then. Joe Root. It wasn't all doom and gloom. There was a partnership yesterday between Joe Root and David Malan. Joe Root leading from the front.
Yeah, look, I mean, he's a class player. I'm not worried about Joe Root. I'm expecting him to score a lot of runs in this series, so I'm penciling him in for a big series, but it's just how much help he's going to get from everybody else. Class player, never mishit a ball yesterday, batted beautifully. Milan played well, had a bit of luck down the other end, but Joe Root, he's a class above. So, you know, don't worry about him. He's fine. It's just what help he's going to get from the other end, but we saw a masterclass. Until he got out today, he'd be disappointed getting out the way he did, 88, pushing at one from Cameron Green, but he's quality, top quality.
How much does it build in your head, the fact that there is this elusive 100 that he hasn't been able to make here on Australian soil?
Yeah, it certainly worried me my whole career.
Oh, I was looking at Junior when I asked the question. I was. You passed it to Binger. I wasn't sure why.
I think it was a decent batsman. He's a decent batsman, but... Oh, look, I think it'll worry him, but it won't worry him if he gets 88 every innings. That's not bad. I'll take that. But, yeah, he'd like to get it off, you know, another monkey off another back, maybe another gorilla.
Or a razorback.
Maybe a silverback, not a razorback. A redback even. But, no, he's fine. You know, he'll score his runs.
David Malan as well, important for England going into the next test.
I was super impressed because I've always looked at him as more of a white ball specialist, but... You know, yes, he had a couple of chances, but that happens in Test cricket. You have to ride those chances. I thought he played Nathan Lyon very, very good. You know, some of those shots there, he may have been in the game, Nathan Lyon, but he actually backed himself, placed with good covered drives, worked the ball around, ran well between the wickets. So a tick in the box for David Malan, 82 off 195 deliveries. So you've got Root going well, you've got Malan going well. Stokes can lift his game with the bat and get a few other guys to chip in. Australia could have been chasing a real nasty 150, 180 in that second innings.
He's got a good temperament, hasn't he, Malan? He had his luck. You know, he could have been at a number of times, but he hung in there tough. And, you know, here's the other experience in that top 4, Malan. So, yeah, good innings from him.
It's good seeing those runs again. A little bit of confidence.
That's just a highlight for you, Ish, OK? That's your little package there.
A good little bit of confidence going into the Adelaide Test. Well, Australia, they dominated this one. 1-0 up in the series. The next match isn't too far away on Thursday. The Adelaide Test, the day-night test, it's going to be a fantastic watch. Stuart Broad, James Anderson, I'm sure they'll be back in the side. And then, of course, Hobart for the final test, and that's going to be a day-night one as well. So, yeah,
so we're giving you a chance. 2 day-nighters.
It could be 2-2 at the end of this series.
Who knows?
We'll see. Anyway, Australia, they'll be elated with the way things have gone at the Gabba. Pat Cummins as well, his first test as captain. We're going to take a quick break, but just a reminder, BBL double-header tonight. The cricket doesn't stop here on Fox. That's it from us. Thank you to Brett. Thank you to Junior. 6 o'clock for a double-header.